Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades, and let's dive right into the analysis here. Very busy day yesterday for me. It was the Bitcoin halving, so I actually had to do a live stream on my crypto channel. So if you guys want to check that out, the link's in the description. But let's do the analysis on the SPY here, because now the trade setup here has now been invalidated for the S&P 500 and the triple Q's. Big breakdown, massive failure. So this does look like it can go a little bit lower here before we get some sort of technical bounce. But it's not all lost. You know, you could technically, for the bull case, if you really want to force it a little bit more, you can say, and I know the fundamentals, everyone's leaving comments about the fundamentals regarding interest rates and stuff. Trust me, the whole way up here, the fundamentals were bad. And they're still bad today. It's just that we're seeing a slowdown now. So suddenly the fundamental seems to fit the price action perfectly, right, on down days. But the second we start to reverse back up, it's like all stupidity. This market is so dumb. The market is wrong. But trust me, the market is never wrong. The market will do what it wants to do. So you can force this, right? This is another pattern that could play out with like a double correction, right? Or just like a flat or something like this. But to me, like that's would be pushing it a little bit much, but it can happen. And the reason I say that it's not all lost is because when we look at the Dow Jones, right, the Dow Jones is still in the buy area. The Dow Jones is holding so far, right, for now. And you know, it's starting to curl up on the stochastics and the RSI right now. And a lot of stocks are still, you know, so beaten down, so low. Like when we take a look here, let me get down to ROKU. Actually, we stopped out of some trades here this week on Apple breaking down. Yeah, I told you guys if we go below the pivot, I will be getting out. So we got out of that trade. And then taking a look at, where's my ROKU here? ROKU breaking down below my support area. To me, this trade could be potentially lost. You can stay in the trade if you want. If you go anywhere below this pivot, this is kind of your line in the sand now. If you're still in this trade, if 55 and 12 cents essentially, or anywhere below this line, you cross it, the trade setup is gone, and you are no longer gonna get this big rally, right? But it's up to you. I mean, the risk reward gets better and better the lower you go, right? Let's continue on, and we'll take a look at NVDA breaking back down. I did have a trade on this one, but this one, take a look. So initially we had an ABC buy area here, but for a larger correction, I had a target that was much lower. So it looks like it is going for the lower target now after this big drop. So 10% drop in NVIDIA. All right, and we'll take a look at the buy area I had labeled down here. Let me just get my rectangle out and I'll draw it out for you guys. So anywhere between this area here was a buy zone, but now we could drop it a little bit lower, right? But it's all up to you how you guys want to do your trade setups. You can do this entire range, you can do the smaller range, but for me, I like the big ranges, right? Kind of gives me a good picture to start DCing. So you could still, this can still go higher, right? And I know it looks bad now. It looks bad. It looks really bad now, right? Especially with this big drop, right? But it's starting to reset. It's just resetting the cycle for another potential leg higher. And I know tech, actually, to me, it looks like there could be a little bit more downside in it. So that's why I wouldn't say like, oh, this is it, short it all, right? I wouldn't say that just yet. But to me, like it's still a lot of possibilities for this market to possibly continue to push higher. And you know, and I look at this in the leading indicators, the Dow Jones and the small caps, the Russell 2000 still within its range. Same thing for the Dow Jones. The ETFs are wicking below. All right, they are getting some wicks below here. That could be due to, you know, the dividends, and it affects it a little bit differently. But hey, the chart's a chart, and for now, you know, to me, it looks like the Russell still could have some more upside, and the Dow Jones. But if the triple Qs are breaking down like crazy, the small caps may have a little bit more downside. So we'll see how everything plays out. We'll see. You know, I'm still very bullish on the Dow Jones and a few stocks, but overall, You know, we could see a big push back up. I know there's a lot of bad news. I know the yields are pushing higher and the dollar is pushing higher, right? But it's times like this that you going to dare to buy? All right, everyone is panic selling. Everyone is so bearish now. All my comments, it's like any sort of bullish analysis, you're stupid. You're stupid. The markets are breaking down, right? But when the markets are going up and you have bearish analysis, you're stupid. You're stupid. Anyways, let's keep going. I'll take a look at the SPY on the weekly. So a big slowdown in the SPY, of course. Triple Qs, Dow Jones, and then the IWM as well. Big slowdown here in the dual band strength index numbers. It could even get even worse next week if we see more downside. And this can turn into a crash. The SPY could have put a significant top here, right? It could have. It could have. I'm not saying it did, but it could have. And if it is, then any bounce, right? We will get a bounce, right? Any bounce will be a giant short opportunity because things don't go down in a straight line. Right, it won't. In my opinion, I don't think the whole economy and the market's ready for like a straight down like this. For some reason, there's a lot of people are thinking that, but I don't see that right now. I think that we could have just a bounce, and then probably come back close to the high, and then you have your wave 3 if this is the C leg, and then you'll do your your 5-wave move down. Targets should be below the October lows, right? And then until then, you'll have to hold if you're buying up here, right? But for me, I stop out, so I don't have the worry of buying and holding a name and watching it go to zero. But yeah, wave edge, it's been showing significant selling, and I've been talking about this for quite a long time. So it's normal that we're seeing some downside price action now. Triple Qs, same thing. IWM, you didn't see any other than the 2-day. When you look at the 2-day, look at all this selling on the larger time frames. So Triple Q, SPY, this also works as well on the larger time frames, and they've been unloading. But now you're getting green crosses, so lows could already be getting put in, and you might be getting another rally, another delusional rally, just like how this entire rally was delusional, right? Markets pricing in cuts when they were going to raise rates. Now inflation's too high. Now it's time to sell the stocks, right? And they're taking profits on this big rally, essentially. But they could be getting ready to load up on other things, right? Money always goes somewhere. And if they're all going to flee to treasuries, like everyone is saying, then we're just going to see a big drop in the yields, right? Everyone's going to be buying the bonds. The bond prices are going to go up and the yields are going to go down. And then the market will be happy again. All right, let's continue here. Let me take a look at a few other things I want to mention. Is the TLT. I want to take a look at the TLT. So the TLT is in the buy area still. It could be going in for one more low. I do have it priced like this, which means that the yields have one more high left in it. Right, so you got probably an extension of the C leg, another 5-wave move up, right? And once that's finished, excuse me, I'm burping. Maybe you will get 4, 5. Maybe you'll get the top in yields, and that'll be it. If it starts to break above this range, then you may have a significant problem on your hands. The yields are going to get ready for another cycle higher, and you're going to go to like 6-7%, and then the market won't survive that, right? And that's your bearish scenario. All right, so that's basically it, guys. I don't really have much to add. The market is melting down, lots of emotions. So people, make a lot of mistakes when they trade with their emotions. So try not to do that, because you're going to be buying and selling things at the wrong time. FOMOing in or panicking out. Crypto is getting a big bounce this weekend. It's rallying up a little bit, so that's nice to see. Because we do have some crypto exposure, not in the stock channels, but on my crypto channel, we have lots of exposure to crypto naturally. So to me, like, if Bitcoin's going to continue to push higher, that shows me that risk assets could continue to go higher as well. This is just a reset. Anyways, have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.